This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for getting up with us on this Saturday morning. I'm Deidre Johnson. This morning on Sunrise, more arrests at Portland State. What court documents allege happened before the campus police chief ended up in the hospital. Plus, guilty of murder. Reaction after a jury convicted a man who wasn't the one who pulled the trigger. But first, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the forecast. Hey, Daisy.
Hey, Deidre. Good morning and happy Saturday, everyone, and happy three-day weekend for those that are celebrating. Taking you out to the satellite and radar where we're starting to see some light scattered showers from the coastline up and down the I-5 corridor, also all the way into those higher elevations, bringing us, or folks up there, of course, some snow showers this morning. And heavier pockets of rain are actually hitting us, or have been hitting us within the last 6 hours alone, headed over into Sandy, Estacada, and again up into those higher elevations. But us here in the Rose City, we're seeing some blue skies with a mixture of a little bit of that cloud coverage, 52 last check out at PDX. And the rest of your current temperatures, check these out. 52 for Troutdale, 47 for Boring, 48 for Sherwood, and also 48 for the Tillamook area. Forecasted temperatures for today look like this right about noon, those mid to upper 50s up and down the I-5 corridor. Those low 60s by right about 5 o'clock. Daytime highs for Saturday, 64, 69 for Sunday, and 77 degrees, sunny and warm as we're looking at Memorial Day on Monday.
Thanks so much, Daisy. Well, this morning, a group of protesters faced criminal charges after a clash with Portland State Police that ended with the school's police chief in the hospital. It happened Thursday night as two protesters chained themselves to the administration building. When they didn't move, Portland police came in to assist. The crime became hostile and surrounded the officers. Portland police say two officers were punched and one was spit on. Court documents show PSU Police Chief Willie Halberton was kicked in the leg and in the stomach. He was taken to the hospital after suffering a, quote, medical emergency. 7 people were arrested, 3 are current students. At least 2 were charged with assaulting or attempting to assault an officer. Portland State President Ann Cudd released a message on Friday saying what happened Thursday cannot continue and is not a campus atmosphere that can sustain any of us at Portland State. She said she continues to seek opportunities to engage with these protests that is civil and brings about resolution for all of PSU. The chief is recovering from his injuries. Protesters also occupied the school earlier in the week. On Wednesday, campus police arrested 2 students for disorderly conduct. Up in Vancouver, jurors found Julio Segura guilty in the shooting death of Officer Donald Sahota, even though he never pulled the trigger. Catherine Cook looks at what happened in court.
After 3 weeks, Julio Segura's Clark County murder trial ended Friday.
We, the jury, find the above-named defendant guilty of the crime of murder in the first degree as charged in count 3.
Segura didn't pull the trigger in the murder of off-duty Vancouver police officer Donald Sahota. But in the end, a jury was convinced that Segura was responsible. The case goes back to January 2022. Segura admitted to stealing a car, robbing a gas station, and leading police on a chase. It ended in battleground at Sahota's home. The two got into a fight, and Segura stabbed Sahota in what he testified was self-defense.
He starts saying, "I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to shoot you." So I'm thinking, I have to get him away from this gun. I have to somehow get his gun away from him because I am not trying to get shot.
Once officers arrived, Segura ran into the house. That's when a Clark County Sheriff's deputy mistakenly shot and killed Officer Sahota. Prosecutors declined to press charges against that deputy. Sahota's wife, Donise, testified early on in the trial. She said she and her husband were having dinner when Segura showed up.
He was very aggressive about needing to come into the house. And I remember hearing Dawn say, "You can't come in, but I can help you."
Besides first-degree murder, the jury also found Segura guilty of second-degree murder, robbery, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempting to elude police. Following the verdict, Judge Nancy Ratsinas thanked the jury, noting how they had served on this case since the beginning of May.
Thank you. This was a long and arduous process. Your commitment to this process is to be commended.
The officer's family was in the courtroom but didn't speak after the verdict. In a statement, Vancouver Police Chief said, "While we are grateful for this verdict, the pain and tragedy of Dawn's death remains." Segura will be sentenced on June 27th. In Eastern Oregon, the search for a missing senior in Umatilla County has ended in tragedy. The sheriff's office says search and rescue found the body of Larry Raw on Thursday in an underground sump. This was inside some grain elevators. 76-year-old Raw ran a pest control business. The state of Oregon has agreed to settle a long-running class action lawsuit that sought to improve the foster care system. As part of the settlement, the state will hire a neutral expert to look into and provide guidance around issues like child mistreatment and also the quality of where children are placed. The expert's first report is due by April 20th, 2025 at the earliest, with annual reviews to follow. We've got some updates to some key races in the Oregon primary. For the top job on the Clackamas County Commission, challenger and former Sheriff Craig Roberts has dipped below the 50% threshold in the ballot count. If this holds, he and current Chair Tootie Smith will be headed for a runoff in November. In Multnomah County, it looks like Vince Jones-Dixon will avoid a runoff for the District 4 seat. He has just over 50% of the vote. In the race to represent East County, Jones-Dixon is currently a Gresham City Councilor. We spoke with him about the race.
Yeah, I'm hopeful, but still optimistic. Like I said, I'm looking forward to June 17th for sure, once everything is certified. So the majority of the votes should be counted today. But again, until the 17th, the certification at the county office, we're going to wait until that date.
Election officials expect to release an updated count next Wednesday. That's the final day postmarked ballots will be accepted. Lifeguards are back at some popular swimming spots just in time for Memorial Day weekend. AMR River Rescue will be patrolling the Glen Otto on the Sandy River and High Rocks Park on the Clackamas. The team is made up of 23 lifeguards who are also EMTs. They were there the other day to educate people on ways to stay safe in the water.
Our Oregon rivers are super hazardous, so always wear a life jacket, always swim with a buddy, make sure you're pairing up, and even if you can't get out here, make sure someone knows where you are all the time.
This team of lifeguards will patrol the two parks daily until Labor Day weekend.